Is this live? Are we live? Is this thing on? Are we currently live streaming? Is this turned on? I don't know if we're currently live. I feel like, you know, it says go live, but it's like nothing's showing up. I mean, we got a like. That's good. Explain concepts. So I mean, there's someone chatting in the chat, so I'm just gonna roll with it and assume that it's live. Can you guys see me? Thiago, what's up? JC, I had apple pie. I'm not even jealous, bro, because I had brownie today. All right, my wife made me pumpkin brownie with like chocolate chips and all that stuff. Yeah, so you can have your apple pie. I'm not even mad. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Yes, we can see you. I see you. You see me. All I see is like the tiniest little profile picture. But I assume so. I assume so. You guys having a good time? I hope you are. I really hope you are. I've been like this close to changing my profile picture. Like, I even got the shades and everything, you know? I already got this set up, so that way I can just go ahead and take a picture. Or like, we need to update this thing, man. We just need to update it. And it's way past due. It's just way past due, so I'm like, yep, we're gonna take a new profile picture eventually. The profile picture is so Sigma. Yeah, it's a reminiscent of simpler times. I will say that. It's reminiscent of simpler times. For sure. How are you guys doing? How's life treating you? I really hope you guys have been having a wonderful day. I really hope so. It's been a great day for me. We've been doing some good stuff. We've been really doing some good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's been happening on the internet. You know, I feel like it's just like the normal day-to-day thing that happens, right? I feel like every single day something different just breaks on the internet. Lately, it's just, I don't know if you guys have noticed. Oh, Tomatone, what's up? How's it going? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of like been like looking at my uploads. Let me show you guys my uploads, okay? Because I feel like you guys need to see this. Right, so let's go to my channel. Let's go to my channel, right? Let's go to shorts. Gameplay. It's been a long time since I've done this. Yeah, the profile picture's gonna go. Yeah, I'm in the process of changing it. I took some sample pictures the other day, and I was like, damn, I look like a dumbass. I look like an absolute dumbass. So, we're gonna change it to make sure I don't look like a dumbass. But yeah, I've noticed that for a channel that traditionally talks a lot about gaming, right, if we scroll down long enough, right, we'll eventually get to like the gaming stuff. Yeah, here we got Schedule 1 nonsense, we got Ubisoft, Forza Horizon 5, you know, gaming topics. For a channel that likes to talk about a lot of gaming-related nonsense, I've noticed that lately the game industry is literally just drama. It is literally just drama. It's just like Silksong being pirated, Brazil wants to censor countries, cosplayer ruined her life, Nutter Butter scares me. Yeah, lately the gaming industry has just been kind of confusing, I will say that. It's been confusing, so lately it's just been, we've been talking about all these cool, interesting stuff. Have you played Silksong? Not yet. No, not yet. Silksong, unfortunately, is that kind of game I don't want to stream. It's just the kind of game that I'm really not interested in streaming because I know I'm really going to enjoy it and I really want to take my time with it. So I don't want to stream it because I want to be able to just wait for the hype to die down and then like enjoy it myself. I'm just kind of like weird that way. In fact, let me just buy it right now. Let me just buy it right now. Silksong. Alright, here we got Hollow Knight Silksong. Yeah, I'm usually really weird when it comes to like new games because I will celebrate the fact that they release. I will enjoy it. Like, I'll be a fan of it from a distance. And once the hype dies down, then I'm like, okay, now I can get into it. You know, because I feel like I don't have to like play it, but also be paying attention to what's happening on social media, what people are talking about it, you know? It's just like a little weird thing. Like, for example, right now, I'm comfortable playing Deltarune. After the Deltarune hype has kind of like lulled, right now I'm interested in playing Deltarune. But we'll get Hollow Knight Silksong. Let me just make sure it doesn't show up my payment information. What do I have in my cart? Why do I have Ace Attorney Investigations Collection in my cart? No, remove that. Alright, continue your payment. Anyways, hey, how's it going? Have you ever tried Earthbound? Earthbound is one of my favorite games of all time. Try tabletop games? You mean like play regular tabletop games? Is that what you want? You want me to play just regular tabletop games? Like, there's actually a cafe, probably like 40 minutes from where I live, where it's literally just, you walk in, you pay $5, and then like all the walls are like filled with tabletop games, and you just go in and play whichever you want. Honestly, it's a perfect place to go on a date. It's great. I love it. I'm a really big fan of tabletop games. I'm a really big fan of Earthbound. I genuinely really loved Earthbound. Which is weird, because I got into Undertale super late, and Undertale's like directly inspired by Earthbound, so yeah. Alright. We got it. We got the game. We got Silksong. Are you gonna play Deltarune? Not today, though. Not today. Saw the Android sideloading drama. I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. I didn't really read into it too much, but I did see that. Let me see if I can find a link to it or somewhere. Wait a minute, this isn't a short? No, it's not a short. It's not a short. I've been trying to get it, but I got no money. That's like 2 car washes. Go wash 2 different cars, and you got the money for Silksong. Mother 3 is a good game too. I think both are good. I think I played Mother 3 in like a fan translation. Yeah, I played it in a fan translation. Because obviously, you know, the game isn't translated. But yeah, there's a drama happening all over the internet, man. All over the internet. Also, someone asked me about my opinion on the Schlep situation earlier. Listen, man. I think that what Schlep is doing is a great thing. I genuinely think so. I think that we need to have more people like that who are willing to stand up to platforms and be able to expose them for their shortcomings and their inability or failures to enforce their TOS and protect their user base. I feel like that's like what, like, you know, when you're a small company, it's kind of hard. I understand, right? If we're playing Toontown Rewritten, which is a private server that has about 1,000 players, 2,000 players, it's kind of hard being a volunteer who's hosting a server and protect people. You know, it's difficult, right? Not impossible, but difficult. But if you're a billion-dollar company, sure, you got millions and millions of users, but you should have not have waited until the Schlep situation blew up for you to actually do something with, you know, with your user base and wanting to protect your user base. The only thing that, the only reason I feel like Roblox is actually pushing for all this sudden change in wanting to protect their players is because of the backlash from the Schlep situation. That's literally it. Yeah, that is literally it. I recommend Warhammer 40k or Trench Crusade. Oh, that's a different kind of tabletop, though. Yeah, that's a different kind of tabletop. I would just play, like, regular-ass tabletops, not the ones that I have to sit down and learn. I would love to, though. I would love to. Do you ever wish to play the Mario and Luigi games? Yes. Yes, I would love that. I would honestly love that. It's just that I really love Super Mario RPG. I love the Paper Mario series, but something about, like, during that one time when all the Mario and Luigi games started coming out, I don't know if I was just too focused on, like, the World of Warcraft RuneScape grind, or maybe I was just playing too much Super Smash Brothers. Something was going on during that time that I saw those games from a distance, and I was like, I'm interested, man. But nothing. Nothing. Yippee, we have a stream? Hello. What's up, Jan? How's it going? What controller do you currently use on PC? Right now, the only controller I have connected is this one. This is the only controller I got connected right now. But other than that, I have an Xbox controller upstairs, you know? I just don't have it connected now. What do you think will kill Overwatch? How is Overwatch even doing? I think Overwatch is doing fine, right? Didn't Overwatch recently decide to start adding like actually attractive skins? Look at this review, man. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers, man. I mean, the in-game numbers aren't too bad, 30K. And this is just Steam. We're not talking like the battle.net launcher or like on consoles, but this has got to be like one of the worst reviewed games of all time, isn't it? Can I shave my head in your honor? Go ahead, man. Yeah, go ahead. All right, anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna join the Discord, Steven. Yes, please do so. Please do so. All right, I'm trying to set up a good, steady schedule for streaming. I know I always say it, but today's the day. Guys, today's the day. And I'm even making it easier for you guys. I'm even making it much, much easier. Let me show you how. As soon as I find my live stream. This is how I'm making my live streams a lot easier. Let's not pay attention to like the Twitch stream because it's not even live right now. It's okay. Let's not even pay attention to that. This is what I'm doing for you guys. All right? This is what I'm doing. If we go to this little tab that shows the stream. Here we got the chat. We got this. We got this. You see this that I am pulling off? It says monetization off. This I'm doing it for you guys because I know how annoying all the ads are in freaking live streaming, especially if we're talking about Twitch streaming. But in Twitch streams, I don't have the option to turn off ads, and that sucks. But at least for you guys, you know, I'm turning off monetization here so you don't get ads. So that way it's a lot more easier for you guys to be able to just watch and enjoy the content without getting bombarded by ads, all right? That's what I'm doing for you right now. However, that's because our view count is Let's say I don't have 1,000 viewers. Let's just put it that way. Now, if you have 1,000 viewers in chat, then suddenly it's just like, wait a minute, that's a lot of money on the table. We'll discuss ads then. Even then, it'll just be like the bare minimum. Right now, though, you guys are in early. Let's not worry about that. No ads. Who cares? I don't care about giving you guys ads and ads and ads throughout the stream. You guys get to miss the cool parts that happen. And then at the end of the day, all I have to show for is like 50 cents. It's not worth it. You know, it's not worth it for me to give you guys that. Right. Well, I would 10 out of 10 recommend Hollow Knight and Silksong. I beat Hollow Knight already. I only got one ending though. Silksong, I literally just bought it because I'm planning on playing it. Hollow Knight, how long did it take me to beat Hollow Knight? Here we go. It took me 18 hours to beat it. Wow. I don't know if I was like stuck in the main menu. I don't know if I just left the game open in the main menu for some time, but this seems like a pretty solid amount of time to beat the game, right? 18 hours. And I only got one ending. I didn't bother getting like all the separate endings. Also, hi Piggy, what's up? But Silksong, I will 100% play it once the hype dies down a little bit. You know, I'm interested in playing it, but I'm gonna play this off stream. Like, this is the kind of game that I don't want to play and then have to worry about. I have to be entertaining while I'm playing. No, I just want to sit down, chill on my couch, and just play this and have fun. That's just that kind of game, you know. I can acknowledge that some games just deserve to be enjoyed by the way they are. What's your opinion on Claire Obscure Expedition 33? I hear it's Game of the Year contender. It's one of those games that, unfortunately, I've never played. It's just one of those games that I know I would never finish unless I finish it on stream. Because I hear it's good, but it's also long. And I don't have time to watch TV series, much less dump 30 plus hours, unless I'm streaming every day, you know? If I'm streaming every day and I got time to game, I would like, yeah, let's play it, whatever. But right now, I'm just focused on making YouTube shorts, you know. Earthbound, I mean Heartbound update? Was there a Heartbound update? Oh boy. Are we gonna get long form vids? I need to get an editor. I need to get an editor, kind of like how Asmongold has his videos. You know, that's literally just like stream clips. Super easy to edit. Super easy, super like, it's like the most basic thing. but even that basic stuff just takes way too much time it just takes way too much time, especially if I want to be consistent with my YouTube shorts and make sure that you guys are constantly getting fed amazing content. Half Sword is peak. I think I only played it once though. I think I only played it once. I have a 60-hour save slot. Nice. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to stalk me, this is my library. This is my library. I only have one favorite, the absolute best favorite in the world, of course. 20XX is really, really fun. I'm just a really big Mega Man fan. I don't remember getting this. I don't know what the hell this is. This, I played this once, I think. Yeah, I played this for 3 hours. Baby steps. I'm waiting for the new game. Oh, Battle Block. This is fun. I like this. This is really fun. Fun. The UK is ruining the internet. Listen, the UK is doing some really nasty things. I do have to say that. I just noticed the Kirby in the background. I have plenty of them. Yeah, I got a couple. Muck, you're a great person. No, you're a great person. Yo, Unga Boonga, bro. Unga Boonga, indeed. Indeed. So yeah. Discussing stuff that I saw that I find interested on the internet, because I feel like that's just what we want to do today, right? That's just what we want to do. Do you think Zoocosis is confusing? I don't know, honestly. I miss the longs. I miss them too, honestly. I miss the long form videos. But the thing is that the shorts are just way more consistent, way easier to make. And I feel like with short form videos, I kind of understand what people want to watch, you know? With short form videos, I'm like, okay, I can kind of guesstimate that this is going to get X amount of views. And it usually does, you know? But when it comes to like, long form videos, it is, it's rough, man. It is rough. Yeah, definitely rough, man. Let me give you guys an example, okay? So this is what's going on with the channel, right? These are my long form videos. I haven't uploaded in 3 months, which is ridiculous. Right, so we got 67K, which is good. Let me just do this. It's always easier. Right, we got 67K on this one. Shut up, Steven. 67K, 162, 71, almost 300K, 158, half a million, which is nice, 67, 28, 60. You know, if I can consistently get these numbers, 380 something, then that's fine. 178. But I feel like they just bounce too much between really good numbers like this and like really bad numbers like this. Or like this is an okay number. But these are not okay numbers. Like if I'm trying to make YouTube a career, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, 28K, that's like $40. And for a video that takes me 2 to 3 days to record, like get all the information, do all the edits and all that stuff. Yeah, three days work, 2 days work for $40 is not sustainable. That's just not the way it works. Now, obviously, half a milli is really good. I think I got paid, it was like a lot for this one. I don't remember. I think it was like $700 or something. That's just, yeah, it was a good number. But yeah, like I mentioned, not sustainable. When you do that, and then suddenly the next one gets less, and then this one goes good, and then, you know, it's like Russian roulette every time you upload a video. But if you look at my shorts consistently get million, almost a million, 2 million. This one kind of flopped. Million. You know, when it comes to like just sheer amount of views that I get, YouTube Shorts is just absolutely blowing those numbers out of the water. You know, I can consistently get 1 million views. I think for a longest time, which one was my streak breaker? I had a streak breaker around here. Yeah, so this one, 3 times 4chan users got arrested. This one broke my 1 million view streak because I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I had 21 videos in a row where they all got over 1 million views. And that's just solid numbers, you know? It's just solid numbers. Yeah, so when you compare like the amount of growth that I'm seeing from YouTube Shorts and you compare that to like the YouTube long forms, obviously it just doesn't make any sense as a content creator to put more energy into the long forms unless you're outsourcing the editing. That's why I think that if I just am able to like keep doing shorts the way I'm doing them and then just live stream and chat and talk about stuff that we're going to talk about today, then it's a lot more manageable and feasible for me to keep doing that and then start making long form videos that are just like the highlights of the stream and stuff, you know? Yo, bro, ever played Postal 2? I don't think I have. No. No, I don't think of that. Steven, what do you think about RPG Maker? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a game developer. I'm not a game developer whatsoever, so I know Godot, I know Unity, and I know Unreal Engine, but I just know them by name. That's all. I just know them by name. I don't really know. So yeah, if you're looking for game developer advice, I'm probably not the guy to ask. We can probably hook you up with an actual game developer and they'll give you better answers. Yeah, I think I found Portal 3. Have you ever played Hotline Miami? No, I haven't played it. Have you tried Limbus Company? No, you guys... What is so cool is that we can now all be here talking about video games, and it's just such a huge niche that you guys can mention stuff, and I'll be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've heard of Hotline Miami, I've seen gameplay, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Portal Revolution on Steam. Let me look that up. Okay, Portal Revolution is a mod. The Portal mod you've been waiting for, delve into a new story with original characters spanning over 8 hours of gameplay. That sounds good. And featuring over 40 new challenging test chambers, which make use of new mechanics. This has 15k overwhelmingly positive reviews. The release date was from last year. Second phase software, community-made mod, and requires that you own Portal. Do I own Portal 2? I've played Portal 2, but do I have it on this account? Portal. I don't have Portal 2. I don't remember where I played Portal 2. But I have played Portal 2. Huh. That's weird. Yeah, YouTube notified me of the stream 20 minutes later. You gotta be kidding. Well, listen, guys, the more you like, subscribe, and you press that, smash that like button, and the more you subscribe by liking that smash like button, the more the stream's gonna get recommended to people. That's just the way it works. So right now, smash that subscribe like buttons, like, subscribe, like. But anyways, apart from liking the stream, here's what we're gonna do. I gotta get Portal 2. Like, I'm a really big fan of Portal. Now, this is something I would definitely stream. If it does have 8 hours of gameplay, that's like, what, 2 streams to beat it? And me being such a massive Portal fan, I'm not really too deep into the lore. You know, I'm not an expert, I will say that. I just play the game, and I'm like, bro, this is fun. That's cool. That's really cool. How do I wishlist this? Oh, it's not even my... this isn't even Steam. Steam is over here. I got a question. Is Portal just like Team Fortress 2? Is it like, is the dev kit and all that stuff like released? What were you doing before YouTube? I was a scientist. I was a senior scientist at a biopharmaceutical company. My job was to make sure that all the product that goes injected into your body, you know, all those like really delicate medicines, you know, cancer treatment medicines, yeah, it was mostly just cancer treatment medicines and all like these weird diseases. You know, the things that improve your quality of life, because obviously they're not going to cure your diseases, because that would mean less profit for the corrupt biopharmaceutical industry. Well, those treatments that are supposed to make your life better, it was my job to make sure that the environment in which they were being filled in was sterile. or at least as close to sterile as humanly possible. So that way, when you inject the product, you're not injecting the product plus a bacteria, or you're not injecting the product plus dirt. So that's what I used to do before I was a YouTuber. I was actually doing something meaningful that was helping the future of society, and then I decided, you know what? What if we just stop doing that? What if we just try to be funny? And apparently, you guys like it when I'm funny. You guys like it when I'm very, very funny. So that's what I would do now. That's just what I do. What about you guys? Before you guys did what you do, what are you guys planning on doing? What are you guys interested in doing? What are you guys going to do? What is your favorite RPG of all time? Earthbound. Honestly, Earthbound. Yep. So yeah. This is Portal 3. This is the Portal 3 that Valve never made. The story is great too, just not just another mod. Fully fledged story with a new character and good plot. I am 100% going to install now. And I'll have to get Portal 2 at some point. I don't know why I don't have it, but I will get it. 100%. Watch the trailer. All right, let's kill the music. Shut up, Nintendo music. Okay, let's watch the trailer.
Been falling apart.
All right, here we go. In-game footage.
Just look at this place. All been falling apart after she was murdered. She was the only thing keeping this place together. If we want to survive, somebody has to get this place back in shape.
Okay. It's up to me.
That's our job now.
Yep, it's us.
Isn't it exciting?
Dude, it's like playing Splitgate, but without the guns. Have you guys noticed that? This is Splitgate, but without the guns. Wow. That looks really cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is definitely going in my to-play list. Yeah, we're definitely gonna play this 100%. I love it. Free to play. I do love free things.
That's Sir Doc.
Wait, who's that guy?
Wow, I've not been here in ages. Hasn't changed a bit.
Alright, I guess we'll have to actually play the game and find out. Huh, do you like Half-Life? I've never played Half-Life, brother. Never in my life have I played Half-Life. Alright, I like this. I like this very much. Yeah, we're playing that. I've made 3 RPGs and like 4 3D games, but only one game's gonna be released soon. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm a military medic in my country. That is cool. You're a military medic, so do you like walk around with like a white cloak and like a needle gun? And like this one thing that just shoots either a blue ray or like a red ray? Do you do that? That's a cool ass job. Musician for me, although I still haven't gone too deep into musical theory. I like that. I could never be a musician. I tried being a guitarist. I tried being a drummer. I tried being, I don't know if I had a bassist. I want to be a singer at one point. I tried doing all those things. None of them worked. I just realized I just don't have rhythm. Auto mechanic because I'm very interested in cars. That's actually a very good hedge against AI. I love it. Hi, Steven. Hello. How's it going? You must definitely play Half-Life. Maybe at one point. Yeah, maybe at one point. Medic TF2 reference. Joke's on you. I was actually referencing... The hell was her name? Yeah, I'm referencing a character I can't even remember. Mercy from Overwatch. Mercy. Of course, Mercy wears a cape, a cloak. And she definitely likes to scream, "Why is the cart not moving?" You'll definitely be the bass in a choir. I don't know. I think my voice is... I don't have a deep voice. I'm not pirate software. I'm just some bro. And people tell me I have a deep voice, but then I actually listen to people with deep voices and compare it to my own, and I'm like, I don't have a deep voice. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Have you played the new Deltarune parts yet? No. No. We'll do that next week. How to pirate? I don't know what you're talking about. Bum, 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 bum. Right, what's your opinion on the Doom games? Predecessors to every other game that's ever come out. Alright. Let's cover this stuff. Let's cover the interesting tidbits of the drama. Alright, because we like drama. Overwatch 2. What's the business with Overwatch 2? 30k in-game is not bad. It's actually not bad. The reviews suck. This is terrible, actually. This is actually terrible. Let's actually go for... I know this is always like the comparison, Marvel Rivals versus Overwatch. This is like the fun thing we like to do. Let's look at how bad Overwatch 2 is doing when we compare it to Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals has definitely seen better days. I think that the game has definitely peaked, and now it's going on its graceful decline. Let me see. Yeah. I feel like this is a good decline for a live service game. It's slowly declining. I feel like every live service game ultimately has this fate where they start off, they get a massive explosion in viewers, and in players, and then they have like that graceful decline. You like to see this in a live service game, right? This is actually an indication that the live service game is doing what it's intended to do, which is milk the players for as much as they can. That's just the way it is. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, Marvel Rivals, if we look at this one, we look at Overwatch 2, which is this one, they've actually been pretty steady, but that's because Overwatch 2 came into Steam pretty late. They only got into Steam in August of 2023. We don't have the numbers from Blizzard, but this is also like doing okay. You know, it's not like Apex Legends, which last I heard Apex Legends was actually doing pretty horribly. TF2 will probably never die. TF2 is unable to die. Yeah. Yeah, you just can't be killed. Valve made sure of it. I have a question. It's quite obvious, but do you believe streamers are real? Because I heard from someone that they feel robotic. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that they're real. Like, are you saying that streamers are AI or something? Or that they're fake? Fortnite is so bad nowadays? I don't know. Team Fortress 2 has more players than Overwatch 2. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel, guys? Genuinely. I mean, does this count for all the bots? I don't know if it does. Yeah, I don't know if this does, but this is a beautiful chart. This is a beautiful chart, man. Hey, imagine someone took Team Fortress 2 and they added portal mechanics, and then you would definitely have like a Splitgate Portal 2 Team Fortress 2 kind of game. That would be kind of confusing, honestly, but it'd be good. Update Vate on Roblox anytime soon? Whenever updates show up, man. That's just the way it is. Like, I'm not that kind of guy that whenever I see one single post, like, I don't like doing this. Let me show you guys what I don't like to do. If I go to Roblox. Right. I don't like doing this. If I go to RTC, which is like Roblox News, I don't like seeing, hey, Roblox has reportedly been banned in Algeria after users cannot access the platform without a VPN. That's news, right? Obviously, this is like, oh, wait a minute. That's one piece of news. Cool. What else? Right. The takeover's almost here. No enemies, just friendly rivalries. I have no idea who these people are. Right, you have the awards that just happened, but the awards is not really drama or anything like that. I really like to talk about things that are happening in the game industry that are just like, hey, I feel like people should know about this. Even people that probably don't even know about Roblox or care to know about Roblox, I feel like I want to make a video that can cover this topic to not just the Roblox viewers, but also the non-Roblox enjoyer, right? So for example, the schlep situation is something that's going to interest everybody because it's child safety that's happening inside of the platform, and it's something that people should know about. So when we're talking about the Roblox awards, it's just like, okay, whatever, it's the Roblox awards, you know. If you're a Roblox content creator, that's like your bread and butter. I'm not a Roblox content creator, so I'm just like, yep, that happened. But if the RTC says, yeah, Roblox has been banned in Algeria, then we can actually look at that and go like, okay, Roblox has been banned in Algeria. That's interesting, but that's not like a piece of news. Like, I can't really make an entire update video going like, hey, Roblox has been banned in Algeria. Like, I usually like to know that there's something a little, like, there's more to it, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but whenever I'm making my shorts, whenever I'm, like, throwing out update videos, I like to, like, at least give you guys 3 to 4 to 5 new things. Maybe that's why my videos almost feel like they're just, like, all over the place, because I'm just, like, spitballing, going like, hey, this happened, but then this happened, and this, and this, and this, and this. I'm just giving you guys all the updates. And whenever that sort of stuff happens, I'm perfectly happy with giving you guys the news, right? That's what I like to do. Or if something big happened. But if Roblox just happened to get banned in Algeria, it's just like, okay. I mean, it's already been banned in so many other places. What am I going to do? Go like, Roblox has just been banned in Algeria. And that's it. Yeah. So that's just the way it is. I like to entertain you guys and give you guys a full entertaining piece, not just, you know, not just quote unquote slop tube. Yeah, not just slop tube. Yeah, thank you for taking care of that. I was like opening up my chat so that way I could just take care of it myself, but thank you for that, dude. I appreciate it. Steven, what's your favorite game of all time? Phantasy Star Online, episode 1 and 2. Yep, that's just it. It's crazy how Roblox became the biggest platform in history, yet it feels like nobody knows it exists. I feel like more people know Fortnite exists than they know Roblox exists, which is weird to say, but that's just how I feel. And I feel like if you're a content creator, you kind of want to like choose a side. Like, I don't know if this is just me, but this is how I feel. I want you guys to know if you guys feel the same way. If you're a gamer, right? If you're a gamer, you play your set of games, you got your Hollow Knight, Silksongs, you got your Monster Hunters, but when it comes to like the live service market, you always attach yourself to like one of these 3 categories. You either attach yourself to Fortnite, and you're like, you just play Fortnite even if casually, but you know like Fortnite is your go-to place. You have Roblox, which is, everybody knows what Roblox is, and then you have Minecraft. It's like, you know, back in high school, you would go like, oh, I'm a metalhead. Oh, but I'm emo. Oh, but I'm punk. You know, it's like your subgenre of gamer. So it's like, you get into the game, you play those, and then that's where you spend your money, and that's where you get the V-Bucks, or the Robux, or the Minecraft bucks, you know? That's just the way I feel. What do you guys think I am? I feel like I would like to be a Fortnite kid. Yeah, kid, sure. 30-year-old man. A Fortnite guy. But I feel like Roblox just has a lot more variety in the type of games. Because I feel like every single experience in Roblox has a lot more range versus the Fortnite ones. Because in the Fortnite ones, you're still using like the Fortnite mechanics. You know, you're still using the guns or like the pickaxe. And it's just playing Fortnite in different experiences. Meanwhile, in Roblox, they can just vary so drastically versus how you play them. That's it. That's it. Alright. A bald person? You're a bald person. You should talk about the time 4chan helped the government locate terrorists. I want to. I have a couple of, like, 4chan videos, but some of my 4chan videos have gone demonetized. So I gotta, like, be careful whenever I talk about 4chan. Like, believe it or not, I like talking about 4chan stories. They're really fun. What's not fun is that every time I'm like, looking into them, I'm like, okay, So this 4chan guy, yeah, he did some really messed up things to animals. He did this threat at this one place. X amount of people were excommunicated, if you know what I'm talking about. How do I say that in a family-friendly way, so that way the YouTube Shorts algorithm doesn't just nuke my video, and I make... And I get like no views because they're like nerfing it. You guys know what I made a video today talking about the YouTube AI that's silently nerfing videos. And that's been happening to me. Yeah, that's been happening to me a few times, not all the times. But let me show you guys an example. Okay? Let me show you guys an example. Let's see. So these are all my videos that I've made. These are all my shorts. You can see the views up here. This one I just uploaded right now, and it's kind of like a slow burner, so yeah, sure, 100K. Usually my videos get big numbers. These are big boy numbers, right? Over 1 million. The last time my streak broke, which is the Lil Tay situation, is genuinely disturbing. I know that this one was turbo nerfed, and like the MasterCard caught lying about censoring games. Like, there's something about when you upload one of these videos, it's like you kind of understand, right? Based off how it's performing, you kind of understand that there's something happening that is not normal, because usually you get like a big spike of viewers and then suddenly the views start popping in, and people that are, you know, just a regular in your channel are they get exposed to these videos, and you're like, okay, people know that this is coming out. But sometimes, when in these cases, for example, as soon as you upload the video, it's like super low, and it's just like, okay, that's weird. Usually I get 60K in an hour. This is 60K total. So obviously, there's something I said in this video, and in the Lil Tay one. Well, obviously, the Lil Tay one is talking about Lil Tay's OF, going like, Lil Tay made an OF, and people are going crazy, but she just turned 18, you know? It's a sort of topic that, in a YouTube long form, you can just say whatever the hell you want, because YouTube long formers have a different restriction, but I feel like YouTube Shorts, they're more geared towards children, so you can't just be talking about OF, I suppose, when you're making a YouTube short, because the platform is the one that feeds you that video. It's not that you purposely click to watch that video. So like, you got to be more family friendly when you're talking about topics like this in YouTube Shorts. And even then, I tried being super safe in this video. I tried saying OF. I think I said corn. You know, just beating around the bush is the best way I can describe it. I was beating around the bush, but even with all that self-censoring, as soon as I uploaded the video, I was like, oh crap, YouTube, this is getting turbo nerfed. Yeah, the AI will cook me for that. AI censorship is a horrible thing for everyone, yeah. Yep, that's just the way it is. But that's just this, man, that's just it. Like, as soon as I uploaded this video, I was like, yep, this is not going anywhere. Like, you can see the retention too and everything. Like, my expected is just like, oh, you're supposed to be doing these numbers now, but look at this. But it's a learning experience. What I like about it is just like, it's a learning experience. You know, once you learn that you're not supposed to say that stuff because YouTube doesn't like it, you're like, okay, so for the next time, I will not say that sort of stuff. I will avoid talking in that direction. I don't want to see video footage of your game, my friend, I'm sorry. You can share it on the Discord under the self-promo, but no, not in the stream. $17, I thought that was way more for 145k views. No, it's just, yeah, that's what you expect. And YouTube Shorts, yes. Let me show you guys the use case, the scenario. Right? That's the Lil Tay one, right? Lil Tay one. And let me show you guys another one. I got the Lil Tay one, and I got the long form. Let's see. Oh, but this one sucks. Let's see. Where's the laser beam video? Here we go. Yeah. So this is the little taste short. This is the difference between shorts and longs, right? A YouTube short with 145,000 views, 70 subscribers, that doesn't matter, right? The estimated revenue is $17, because if you go to revenue, this is standard. For every 1,000 engaged views, you get 20 cents. That's how YouTube Shorts work. This is a good YouTube Shorts, I believe. This is fine. You know, I'm happy to get more than 20 cents per 1,000 engaged views. And with engaged views, it means I got, out of the 145,000, 82 of them were actually engaged. That means that they actually stayed to watch, and those are the ones that get monetized. So, yeah, 170k views gets me $17. Meanwhile, in this video, the Laser Beams Game Has Nothing Left, which has a similar number, 178,000, which is a long form. Obviously, the difference is massive because this one made me $400. You see the difference? YouTube Shorts pays me $17 for 145. This one, 178, $400. It's a big number. That's a big number. And this one has, yeah, $2.30 for every 1,000, which is fine. You know, so this is what you can expect if you consistently make these numbers in YouTube long forms, which is what I want to do with my long forms. But for now, this is what I get out of this. Hello, hey Dominic, what's up? How's it going? What's your opinion on the brand new Godzilla ride? I haven't seen it. I can look it up later. Bro, AI is insane. My shorts are typically 1k views, and the one video I posted that had an F-bomb got like 4 views, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you don't want to say those. Yeah, you definitely don't want to say those. But yeah. This is something I saw that I found really interesting. We love talking about Nintendo in this channel. I don't know if you guys like it, but I like talking about Nintendo. I like talking about Nintendo drama. I like playing Nintendo games. You know, it's just so many different things, you know. I feel like anything Nintendo related I'm personally invested in and I like to listen to. So it says Nintendo has reached a $2 million settlement with a man who sold Switch hacks to play pirated games. Let's click on the link. Let's kind of study this. Let's learn. Right, Nintendo wins $2 million in lawsuit against Switch hack maker. Right off the bat, bro, I feel like you shouldn't be pirating, emulating. It's just I guess it's my personal opinion. Pirating and emulating current generation consoles is never really a good thing. I guess you could argue that the Switch 2 is already out, but I think like the Switch 1, Switch 2, because of the backwards compatibility, that kind of falls into the same category. Now, if we're talking about something completely different, we're talking about emulating GameCube games, right? If we're talking about emulating GameCube games, or if we're talking about Nintendo 64 games, maybe even Wii games, perhaps Wii U as well, you know. If we have all of those, well, I don't have to tell you what my little dolphin shortcut here is for. Let's just say that opens up a certain application that lets me play games that I enjoy from an era that is more sophisticated, right? You can have more sophisticated video games of a greater time. You know, it's like the lightsabers. Let's just say that Phantasy Star Online episode 1 and 2 is my current binge, and I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, if you're hacking current generation consoles and much worse, I'm pretty sure you're just trying to sell them as well, because it says here Nintendo has secured a $2 million settlement in its case against a seller of Switch mod chips, marking another victory in the company's crackdown on piracy. See, if you're doing this, I don't have respect for you, honestly. I personally don't have it. I know some people would disagree with me. Some people are gonna be like, oh, pirating is always the moral answer. You know, no, I don't personally agree with that. Like, I think when hardware is inaccessible, and I mean when hardware and software are inaccessible, and the company purposely makes it difficult for you to play their games, then you have the argument for like, okay, it's still sketchy. You know, I'm not saying I'm like the moral authority. I'm not saying that I'm of the highest virtue, but I'm also not a perfect human being, and I also don't want to spend $150 on a beat-ass GameCube and then like try to find the disc somewhere on eBay, and the disc is probably gonna be scratched and all broken and all. No, it's a matter of convenience. You know, so everyone has their own, like, levels of tolerance of how much they want to, like, okay, how acceptable is it for me to get this through questionable means? And how acceptable is it for me, you know, based off your own moral standing? And for me, personally, yeah, current generations, and I don't think you should be doing that, honestly. I really don't think you should be doing that, because this is the thing that Nintendo's actively profiting from, and that you know, that's what their whole business model is for. I'm pretty sure if I'm getting a copy of Super Mario Sunshine, for example, they don't care. They're not selling it anymore. I agree, unless it's like $100. I don't know. Everyone has their own different moral standing on the whole situation, you know? Right, so the case is centered around Ryan Ryan Daly, who operated the website Modded Hardware. Daly was accused of selling devices like the MIG Switch flashcard and the MIG Dumper, tools that allowed players to run pirated games or extract files from Nintendo Switch cartridges. MIG Switch flashcard. What does that look like? Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, I made a short talking about this stuff. Yeah, the MIG switch. Or what were they called, the MIGs? I don't know. Yeah, I made a YouTube short talking about these flashcards. Yeah. Okay. I just forgot what they were called. Alright, so those are the MIG cards, right? So in this case, mod chips are hardware devices designed to bypass Switch's security systems. Everybody knows that. Okay, so let's talk about the drama, right? The lawsuit was filed in the Seattle federal court in July 2024 after Daly initially agreed to stop the sales, but later continued distributing the devices. Yeah. Hi, Steven. I'm new to the stream. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, pirating older games should be fine. Yeah. And they're not actively profiting from it, so that's fine. That's just the way I see it. So, I feel like this is on this guy's, you know, this is entirely this guy's fault. Because it says so right here, right? Daly initially agreed to stop sales, but later continued distributing the devices. So, I haven't finished reading, but from what I'm understanding, Daly, what was his name? Mike? Ryan Daly said, okay, we got the cease and desist from Nintendo. Yeah, we are going to stop. But then they continued. You couldn't just take the W and run. No, you had to continue. Right, in his defense, Daly presented 17 claims, including arguments related to fair use and invalid copyrights, but the courts did not accept them. Daly's site also hosted tutorials and guides explaining how to install and use the devices, which the court noted played a role in enabling piracy. The permanent injunction handed down this month bans Daly from even sharing documentation or information related to the console modification. You know what's weird, guys? You know what's like really, really weird? Check this out. Let's open up an incognito, because I don't know if I'm logged into Amazon. Yeah, let me just pick up a random zip code so that way it doesn't pick up my zip code. Yeah, the weird thing, guys, the absolute weird thing is that if we go to Amazon, right? If we go to Amazon and we look up the word Game Boy. It says retro handheld game, 3.0 inch LCD screen, right? They sell you all this stuff, and maybe not all of them, but a large chunk of these little consoles, they already come packed. Yeah, 64 gigabyte preloaded classic video games. They are pirating, and you know, they're selling pirated video games in broad daylight on Amazon, no less. Yeah, I think I got one of these. This one has 20,000 games, 23 emulators on the PS5 controller. Yeah, so like it's so weird that Nintendo is so trigger happy when it comes to cracking down single persons, or maybe like these small organizations, but when it comes to cracking down these little Game Boys, they just can't. They honestly just can't. Nintendo can't make Chinese companies examples. No, because if you get rid of one, 5 more will take its place. Like, unfortunately, it's just like so difficult to crack down on this stuff. And I think Chinese copyright systems and copyright laws just work very, very differently. Someone ported Silksong to a Vita, and now someone is working on a mobile port based on the Vita port. The Vita homebrew scene is just something else. PlayStation Vita is weird. Yep. Yeah, but if you get rid of one person, you set an example. That's why they go after these people. Yeah, that's just the way it is. That's honestly why I think they do it. Because realistically, you're never going to take everybody down, but if you can actually screw one person's life immensely, then it's going to deter other people from wanting to keep emulating. Like that one Nintendo hacker, Gary Bowser, right? Yeah, like this guy. Shut up. Yeah. The man who owes Nintendo $14 million, Gary Bowser. This is the guy who Nintendo basically, his life is destroyed. You know, completely destroyed because of the pirating scene. And he wasn't even like the ringleader of the group that was selling all the modded ships. So, yeah, let's just kind of like go through here. Blah, 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 blah. Right, in April 2023, 54-year-old programmer named Gary Bowser was released from prison, having served a 14-month sentence of a 40-month sentence. Good behavior reduced his time behind bars, but now his options are limited. For a while, he was crashing on his friend's couch. Okay, that's just backstory. It's like when you're like going to like a recipe, you're like, hey, how do I make apple pie? And then you have to read the whole blog about this person's grandmother and how the apple pie reminds her of her smiles before you actually get down to the recipe. So let's see. Oh, he needs to ease for his chronic back pain, costing him blah 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 blah. All right. Blah. God, it's all the recipe. Okay, here we go. I started becoming a middleman in between the people doing the development work and the people actually owning the mod chips, playing the games, he says. I would get feedback from the testers, then I would send it to the developers. Yeah. And so he was part of Team Executor, a group that produces dongles to use to bypass anti-piracy measures on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so he was working directly with the Nintendo Switch. Again, current generation situation. If you pirate current generation games, you will get screwed over by Nintendo. That's just the way it works. Yeah, you never really want that to happen. So Nintendo will sometimes, or I guess everybody, you know, any big company will sometimes make a huge example out of one small person, just to deter other people from wanting to keep continuing that. Right. Who do you think would win in a fight? Courier 6 or the Chosen One? I would win. 100% I would win, yes. What are your thoughts on the Brazil censoring thing? I think it's really stupid. I think it's really, really stupid. I think Brazil wanting to censor the worldwide internet, I'm pretty sure that they're aware that that's not possible, but they might just use it as justification to want to put more restrictions on their own users. Like, I think Brazil had a pretty interesting W, you know, when they were actually standing up to Nintendo, wanting to protect their consumers against the ability for Nintendo to just brick your Nintendo Switch 2 console. And I saw that and I was like, that's actually cool. I like that. Cool. W Brazil. But then Brazil also comes up with this weird, ridiculous law that says like, hey, if you break the law at the comfort of your own house in Alaska, that means that that's not really Gucci money and you have to like, yeah, you have to face a massive fine in Brazil. And obviously people are going to be like, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. So I think they're just using it as a weird ploy to just push for more censorship on their side. Honestly, I just assume that every single country is trying to censor everybody. That's just the way I see it. What do you think was the golden year for video games? 2001. Is Gary Bowser still paying his debt? He's gonna pay his debt for the rest of his life. Unless he can somehow come up with $14 million and do a lump sum payment, yes. His paychecks are gonna get garnished. I would just, you know, just look for a job that just pays under the table. That's it, just get off the grid. Get like $10,000, move to Argentina, become a farmer, and only trade coconuts. My currency will now be coconuts. Nintendo is not interested in coconut currency, so let's not worry about that. Yeah, let's just not even worry about that, to be honest. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting piece of news. It's always interesting to see when Nintendo just cracks down and like throws the hammer at people. Sometimes it's a little bit exaggerated. Sometimes it's just like, okay, this is kind of stupid. But in a case like this, it's totally justifiable. You know, this is Nintendo doing what they do best for a good cause, I suppose. You know. Some people will be like, pirating is morally okay. It's always a moral answer. I don't agree with it, honestly. I'm pretty sure you would feel very differently about that if you made your own video game, if you made your version of Undertale, and then it would just get pirated to crap. I'm pretty sure you would be very pissed off at the pirates. So yeah, that happened. Let's see what else we got here. I got like a bunch of tabs. We got the MIG flashcards. We loved seeing those. We got Marvel Rivals. We talked about that. Marvel Rivals is in a slow but healthy decline, but still, you know, completely destroying Overwatch 2 in terms of numbers. Though, I don't actually know how true that is because... Well, yeah, because Marvel Rivals is also on console, right? Yeah. I can't hear the word pirate normally anymore without thinking of pirate software. You know that was intentional, right? Pirate Software named his company Pirate Software so that way it would just be... What was it called? You know, when you like purposely name something after something just so people will look it up and find your thing instead of the other thing? Yeah, so just so it would be SEO optimized. That's the equivalent of me making a new YouTube channel, and instead of calling it, you know how you have like... My channel is JustSaySteven, right? If I wanted to make a clips channel, and I want people to know that I have a clips channel, I would call it JustSaySteven Clips, right? Because they'll just be like, oh, it's a clips channel, and there we go, JustSaySteven Clips. But some people go ahead and just like call it JustSaySteven 2, just said Steven. Steven just, you know, they just give it a random name, which sounds funny, but it's not search engine optimized. So people, when they look up JustSaySteven Clips, because they just want to look at clips, they won't find the official channel. They'll just find random clips from probably random channels. Not that any other channels like clipping my stuff, honestly. Like sometimes I'll get tagged on TikTok and I'll just look at someone who just reposts my video and I'll be like, oh, that's just my video, and someone else reposted it. You know, but it's not really like a clip. It's not really like a clip. All right. So, this is the interesting part I wanted to talk about, alright? This is from Ryder Rips, and we're talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club. The Bored Ape Yacht Club. This is probably going to be my short for tomorrow because I found this really interesting. I learned about it today. I'm just going to read through it because I kind of just saw the headline and I was like, that's the short for tomorrow. But I kind of actually want to sit down and look at it and, you know, kind of study it. It just sounds interesting. It says, some guy on Twitter is going viral for selling his Bored Ape NFT for $37,000. He originally bought it for $425,000, which is the price of... That's a house. That's 2 houses? That's 3 low-income houses. That's 2 normal houses. That's a middle-class house right there. Yeah. So he originally bought it for $425,000, but he finally sold it for $37,000 at a ridiculous loss. That is so bad, man. That is so bad. At some point, I suggested we all do the ape handshake. Nobody knew. Okay, that's just a quote. Let's just read through it here, okay? Let's just read through it here. All right, I just sold my Bored Ape number 3707 today for this number. I bought it for $425,000. That's almost a $400,000 hole in my chest, and honestly, it feels deserved. All right, before we continue, let's go to OpenSea. Right. Are the Bored Apes in OpenSea? Shut up. Bored Ape Yacht Club. Here we go. This UI looks so weird. All right, so let's see. Offers, trades, activity. Here we go. Okay, so rarity, dynasty, blah, blah, blah. So these are sales that are currently happening for the Bored Apes. 40,000, 43, 40,000. Okay, so that's kind of like the standard price that the Bored Apes are going for. They're going for $40,000, which is still, I personally, this is way too expensive. This is just way too expensive for what we are still getting. Yeah, but if we go for this one, for example, we got Bored Ape number 8430. Let's look at the price history on this. Here we go, price history. Okay, so this originally sold for 0.86 ETH. I don't know how much that is. It's probably a lot. But in December 31st, 2021, this was sold for 666 ETH. And right now, it just marketed for 9 ETH. So 66 Ethereum. 66 ETH to USD. All right. So it says here 66 Ether is 283K. That's, oh, everybody's losing so much money on this, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so if that person, this dumbass, bought it in 2021 for almost 300K, and that was the price of Ethereum back in the day. If we go for the price of Ethereum in 2021, yeah, it's about the same price. Yeah, 4,000 ETH, 4,000 USD per ETH. Right now it's 4,300 per ETH. So the price hasn't really changed that much. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Wow, this is going on a nosedive. And I'm assuming this one's doing the same thing, right? Price history. Oh, this one was just never sold. This is the first time it was sold. Wow, this person, they held the bag until the very end, and well, let's just say it didn't do really well. Activity on this one, price history. Yeah, this one sold for 59 ETH. So yeah, this thing was selling for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and right now they're just like in the dumpster. They're doing so bad, man. They're doing so bad. NFT is just dumb. Why would you buy that? Why would you buy an NFT? Yeah. Why do people ever even fall for this NFT gimmick, and what makes them so special? Well, the thing is that, let me give you guys the unbiased take, okay? This is the unbiased take, right? Because I used to own a few NFTs, but they were like for the Midnight Society stuff. You know, they were for like the Dr. Disrespect video game. The Bored Ape stuff, I never understood it because you were just like buying into like this exclusive club, and what does the club give you? Nothing. You own the monkey and that's it. But at least for the Midnight Society, right, I got early access. They gave me like one of the NFTs, and I was able to like actually see the development of the game, and they were promising that the game is gonna have, you know, you're gonna get exclusive cosmetics and stuff the inside of the video game that was gonna actually have impact. And I was like, okay, that NFT, the Midnight Society ones, if they're even existing here. Yeah, Midnight Society's Founders Pass. Remember that this studio doesn't exist anymore. But these things are still being sold. Right, these things, they were saying like, hey, this stuff, this Visor Cortex, the gun that your NFT has, that's all going to be transferable to the game. And I was like, okay, there's some use case for this NFT. Cool. I have mine, and that's cool. And at that point, I was like, okay, there's some actual use case for this one. So that's the point in which I would see this being a viable thing. I know that Off the Grid also operates with NFTs, and I was like, you know what, as long as it integrates into the game and you can have some use out of it, I see it. You know, it's just like, it's like the Steam marketplace, but just like outside of Steam. But the Bored Ape stuff, it's just like, what do you get? A picture of a monkey. What does it do? Nothing. It's just a picture of a monkey. I was like, oh, okay, this sucks. But yeah, Lou Game Dev, hey, how's it going? What's up? Thoughts on Warhammer 4K? Never played it, sorry. I've never played it. But yeah, these things are going down the gutter. Because realistically, the thing with like this brand is that the brand is only as valuable as people are interested in the brand. And clearly, based off the price history, nobody's interested in the Bored Apes anymore. Literally nobody. Anyways, that's enough of a tangent. Let's continue. Right, also everybody who was hyped for NFTs, the moment ChatGPT rolled out, people just jumped ship and went straight into like the AI stuff. Right, it says here, 3 years ago, I told myself I wasn't just buying a JPEG, I was buying culture. I was buying access. I was buying a ticket to the future of the internet. Today, that future looks like me sitting in a Buffalo Wild Wings in Paramus, New Jersey, with 3 grown men in faded Bored Ape Yacht Club hoodies, watching a muted TV play highlights from a lacrosse game none of us cared about. Okay, this guy's setting this. He's setting the story, right? He's setting the scene. One guy kept showing me his newest pickup, a polygon frog with laser eyes that he swears is the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. He bought 7,000 of them. Oh, they're worth $19. Right? Another guy explained in detail why his girlfriend doesn't get NFTs, but actually sleeps in a different apartment. Okay. That's a pretty bleak situation that we're reading here. That sounds awful, honestly. That sounds terrible. At some point, I suggested we all do the ape handshake. Nobody knew what that meant. So we just sat there in silence, looked at each other while the waitress asked if we wanted more ranch. What is the ape handshake? Okay, Bored Ape Yacht Club ape handshake. Okay, so if we go to Reddit, it says here. Yeah, what's going on with the Bored Ape Yacht Club being a secret Nazi troll scheme? Okay, I thought they were going to talk about the handshake, not a secret Nazi troll scheme. Okay, maybe they do have a secret handshake. Handshake? No, there's no secret handshake with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I guess it's just Nazi accusations. Yeah. Guys, the handshake is so secret, it doesn't even like show up on the search results. That's just the way it is. That took a dark turn. It's just people saying stuff for saying stuff. You know that those words don't even mean anything anymore. Yeah, Nazi, pedo, terrorist. None of that means anything anymore, unfortunately. People have watered down those words so much on the internet that now everybody gets called that, and it's just like, okay, whatever. That's just the way it is. Hey, Blaster, what's up? How's it going? Honestly, buy Bitcoin over NFTs. 100%. Yep. 100%. Alright, so nobody knows what the secret ape handshake is because it's so secret that literally nobody knows it exists. At that moment, I knew it was over. I didn't just lose money, I lost years, I lost hope, I lost the ability to look at my accountant in the eye without him audibly sighing. So yeah, the ape is gone, no utility, no community, no handshake. Just a picture of a monkey that cost me a house. That sucks. The secret ape handshake is actually a foot shake? I would probably believe you if it were true. I don't know, it's just so secret. It's just literally so secret. But yeah. How does that make you feel, guys? How does that make you feel? Honestly, rip Bozo. That's just what I gotta say about it. Rip Bozo. Like, as hype as NFTs seemed at one point, everybody knew. Everybody knew. Alright? It was just, you're just passing it off for someone else to hold the bag. That's it. I kind of feel bad for the people who fell for it, yeah. And like I mentioned, some projects seem to have potential. People were taking it to like this new level where they were trying to integrate NFTs with video games. But some other NFT stuff, you could clearly tell there's nothing going, right? It's just like you got this, you got the pudgy penguins, you got the mutant apes and all that stuff. And at least to their credit, the Bored Apes they were trying to make a video game or something at one point, weren't they? Right? We go to YouTube. Yeah, if we go to YouTube, check this out, guys. Like they have.
What happened in the swamp recently? Let's recap. We started down here. Competed for glory when we got over here. And a whole bunch of other really cool stuff took place in between then and now.
They had like a toilet game, didn't they?
Trial of Jimmy the monkey. It
Okay.
all started when Jimmy took a shit so atomic, he ripped a damn hole in the space-time continuum. Curtis was handed a mysterious box and a key from another universe, but instead of
Bro, imagine you spend $400,000 on a monkey picture, and the best thing that the founders, the owners of the project can come up with is a trailer about this monkey taking a poop. And then there's like a magic key, and then there was like a party.
opening it, they partied. And now the key is inconveniently stuck inside Jimmy's back door. His, wazoo. Chocolate pocket? It's his butthole.
Oh.
Now it's up to us to open that box. And we gotta take the long way around to get the key. Through the sewer.
Dookey Dash.
Starting January 17th, each ape and mutant can claim a sewer pass that grants access to the bowels of the yacht club for a skill-based mint called Dookey Dash that begins
Dookey
January
Dash.
19th. You'll
Dude. $400,000 on your monkey picture. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. $400,000 on your monkey picture. And by the way, there's 9,998 of them. At some point, the cheapest one was over $200,000. So, 998, whatever, big number. That's the point. Big number times the minimum, which is, let's say it's 200K, right? This was a nearly $2 billion project. And that's not counting the mutant apes, which is like a different NFT collection. That's not counting the stupid pets that came with this stuff as well, right? There was like the other side, and they had like this land that was sold as well. It's a $2 billion project. That's a quadruple A video game. You can make 2 GTA 6s with this, and all you can make is a game called Dookey Dash.
You'll be able to claim 1 sewer pass per bored ape or mutant ape you own, and there are special tiers if you have a doggo to go with.
There's doggos too?
May include a sweet
What?
bonus. While apes are the only ones who can claim a sewer pass, anyone who has a sewer pass can play, not just apes. You can get a sewer pass anytime between January 17th and
Okay.
February 8th. Make sure you hold on to your sewer pass and play at least once if you want to make the most of it.
Make most of it.
On January 18th, the sewer will open. The trans-dimensional portal flooded the sewer with powerful fragments from another universe.
Brother, this is a $2 billion
Some
video
are
game
worth
right
more
here.
points than others. Watch out for obstacles and survive as long as you can to rack up more points. You can also use Ape Coin to buy power-ups that'll help you. You'll have 3 weeks.
This is a mobile game, by the way.
As you want. This is a skill-based mint. The longer you survive and the more fragments you pick up, the higher your score. The highest score you get across all your runs will be recorded. And when the sewer closes, the highest score amongst all players gets the key. And all eligible sewer passes will prepare for the summoning. Pay attention, this next part is...
It's like being in a cult. I feel like this is being in a cult, honestly. Like, you give this team so much money, a ridiculous, life-changing amount of money, and in return, they're literally convincing you, and I'm pretty sure people were absolutely hyped by the fact that Dookey Dash was going to be a thing. I'm pretty sure they were, like, super excited with this whole thing. Because they did try to make a Fortnite clone. Did you guys know that? How much more Dookey Dash do we have to cover?
Eligible sewer passes can participate in the summoning.
The
Your
summoning
best score will determine whether
of Dookey Dash.
So keep those sewer passes close by.
Okay, shut up. All right, so if you go to Yuga Labs, these are the owners of the Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. Yeah, the last time they uploaded was 11 months ago. Dude, this project is dead. 100%. 100%, this project is dead. These are the games you'd be seeing on Roblox. I feel like they should do something with it, right? I feel like they should do something. Hello? Hey, Mega Chair. What's up? There's a FNAF game that used NFT to fund the game, and their game hasn't even come out yet. It's called Candyland. I've never heard about that. Yeah, I've never heard about that. But yeah, you have the Ape Comes Home, which is the quote-unquote gameplay of the open world where all the apes were going to hang out and play. That, if you look at the actual gameplay, it was literally just an empty-ass, uglier-looking Fortnite, just like using Unreal Engine. In February 2024, and that never happened. Yep, never happened. Okay. And then you have like the heavy metal ones. Now, the only reason I know about the heavy metal ones is because they have like a collaboration with Shatterline, and I really like Shatterline. It used to be like a pretty decent live service game, but they recently they went full NFT, and they're adding like the heavy metal crap to their game as well. No hope for people holding these NFTs anymore. I'm surprised people are still paying $40K for these monkeys. You know, like remember when who was it? Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, one of those Jimmys. They were like, "Oh, guys, this is my Bored Ape. This is my Bored Ape." Let me look for that clip. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel Bored Ape. Here we go.
So I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
Apparently, I've seen this video.
The show, and congrats on getting married.
Yes.
This is a big deal.
Hey, Paris Hilton.
Yep.
This Thursday.
All right, now this is mainstream media, so I don't know how much of this I can watch without getting copyright struck.
The wedding and the two-part finale of,
Let's just actually just skip to the point where they talk about the Bored Apes.
Here to show. This is beautiful. Looking at is you at the altar.
Yes. I love that Oscar de la Renta.
Okay, here we go. Okay, Paris Hilton got married. Nice.
And just getting the word out there, because I think it's just such an incredible thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I jumped in.
I know, I heard. I'm so happy I taught you what they were.
You did. You taught me what's up, and then I bought an ape.
Rip stream. We're getting copyright stream.
I saw you on the show with people, and you said you got on MoonPay, so I went and I copied you and did the same thing.
You did?
All right, here we go. Here we go. Look at this.
This is your ape. Are we debuting it?
It's really cool. Like the hat, the shades.
Now what? How did you pick?
Bro, you can actually hear the brief pause. You can tell that they were just panicking in the stands. They were just, you know, that little light that came up. They were like, hey, this is the moment to clap. And people don't even know why they're clapping. This is the first time they've ever seen this picture. And they're like, okay, yeah. It's just like.
That's
your ape. Are we debuting it?
It's really cool. Like the hat, the shades.
That pause before the clap is just like, okay, yeah, do we have to clap at this?
Now what? How did you pick? Because you can pick your ape.
Yes.
Dude, this is what people were talking about. This is 3 years ago.
It reminds me of me, but this one, it does. I think we made like another version of it where he takes the hat off and blonde hair comes out.
Yeah, because you can do it now whatever you want.
Animated version.
Dude, if I ever go on live TV and we're talking about my NFT collection, despite me being a successful, handsome, attractive, strong, powerful, masculine, did I say powerful? Extremely powerful. Let me just say handsome one more time. If I go to like a TV show, like a late night show, me being all these things, and the host prefers to talk about my NFT collection, I'll be like, what are we doing here? Are we really just going to talk about the Bored Ape? Wait. He's going to show his ape now too?
We're part of the same community. We're both apes.
I love it.
This is my ape.
Yours is so cool. I love the red sunglasses. I love
This is
It
just
reminded me
life.
of me a little bit because I wear striped shirts. I've worn these heart sunglasses because my daughters, just as a joke, they have them, and as a joke, I put them on. So I've done this, and I love yacht rock and being.
Yeah, I feel like I could show this to my grandmother, and she would be like, "Why is he showing that? Is that part of a video game? Is that Goku? What are they showing on the television? What's this old monkey business?" Hey, what's up, Kendrick? What's up? Would you rather have Bitcoin to fund your company or use NFTs to fund your company? Bitcoin all the way. Yeah, Bitcoin. At least Bitcoin has proven to have some staying power. NFTs is just trends, and if the current trend is NFTs, then that's where you want to be, because that's where most of the money's moving. But the downfall of it is, there's like, as soon as the trend is over, the money's gone. You know, it's kind of like the stock market per se, but it's just like if it was just more brand oriented, not so much investor heavy. It's just like, hey, if this is what everybody's talking about, this is where the money is, that's where you want to go. And you want to make sure you leave before the money's gone. So that's what happened with NFTs. Some people got stuck holding the bag. Some people were promised, and unfortunately promised a lot. There was a lot of scamming that happened on the NFT side of things, not just from companies that were just outright scams, but from companies that tried to do something, but because of the nature of the blockchain, they just got scammed out of their own stuff. Happy birthday to you. Don't lie. It's not my birthday. So yeah. Monkey NFTs, man. Monkey NFTs. That's really funny. I just saw that and I was like, yeah, we gotta talk about that. That sounds fun. It's 2025. Why are we talking about NFTs? Because Bored Ape Yacht Club is dead, and we celebrate that. We celebrate that because it's funny. That's just the way it is. All right. Now, this is something important that I want you guys to pay attention to, okay? Because this goes in line, in par with what we like to talk about on stream and on my shorts and all that stuff, okay? This is the interesting part. All right. I learned about this recently, and I feel like we should share about this. Or we should talk about this, okay? It says, the UK now has a petition to stop censorship of legal games and media by companies like MasterCard and Visa. So, you guys remember how Stop Killing Games was like this big-ass wave of gamers rising up, getting over 1.4 million signatures to present to the European Parliament, the UK Parliament, all these parliaments, to talk about, hey, we don't like how gamers are just completely how game companies are destroying video games, and we want to be able to preserve them. So that petition got a lot of momentum. Now there's a petition in the UK happening right now, but it's to fight back against online censorship from payment processors. So we like that. We love to see that. Dollar Store Andrew Tate. I like to think of myself as great value. Because I have great value to give to the world. Well, I hope the Online Safety Act dies like NFTs did. I doubt it will, unless there's like a massive reform in the government over there. Oh, I was wondering where my coffee went. W moved by the people. Yeah. Unfortunately, the UK has already proven that they take some of these petitions and they just wipe their butts with it. Like the petition to hold an immediate general election in response to the Online Safety Act, and the UK basically said, thank you for letting us know. We're not going to do that though. Thank you. So yeah, at least in that aspect, it sucks. It sucks because there's not much you can do. Other than just to like vote these people out. But when it comes to payment processors stopping services based on objections to legal content, this is something that I can agree with. This is something that the US agrees with, right? Trump signed the executive order to guarantee fair banking to all Americans, which is a W executive order. We like to see that because it goes directly against payment processor censorship and just general debanking for having different beliefs, whether it be religions, political opinions, type of content you want to buy. You know, it's one of those things that you see that and you're like, man, I love the fact that America does some good stuff, man. We love to see Americans doing good stuff, but then you see the sort of stuff happening worldwide, and you're like, crap, why can't you guys do that? Why can't you guys do that? But this is a good first step, right? So the UK has a petition to stop censorship of legal games. There's also Australia that's actually holding their own petition, right? Petition EN7799, Stop Visa and MasterCard from dictating access to legal content. So it says, in Australia, where Collective Shout is based, an official petition has been submitted to the Australian Parliament to prevent Visa and MasterCard from restricting access. Collective Shout has strong connections with the Australian government. Screw those guys. Just straight up, screw those guys. And this petition is important in conveying how many people are concerned about the censorship. The deadline is October 1st, okay? And this guy, I've seen this guy a lot recently. I think he's like a Japanese politician or something. And I think he's running, or he is currently in the government over there, and he's been very anti-censorship. And I've seen this guy's tweets a lot. And if it's not him, it's somebody else. It's just it's hard to differentiate when you have like these Japanese kanji, and I don't speak them, you know. Yeah, but Japan is also a place that is that's one of the places that's been getting censored the most. We all know about Collective Shout, and we all know about PayPal and MasterCard censoring video games, because that's what's happening right now. That's quote-unquote mainstream. Japan has been going through that for the longest time because of like the manga that they make, the type of content that they produce over there. They've been suffering from Visa and MasterCard censorship for the longest time, and it's actually a very big issue that their government is, directly getting involved in. So the fact that now we're seeing this happen in Australia, we're seeing it happen in the UK, and this one is petition E6695. I believe this one's Canadian too. Yeah, this one's coming from Waterloo, Ontario. The fact that all of these government-oriented petitions are coming out simultaneously means that, people are really upset. They're really pissed off at this whole censorship stuff. I mean, naturally, who wouldn't? Naturally, who wouldn't be? So if you live in Canada, if you live in Australia, or if you live in the UK, these are times and these are petitions that you should get involved in. I just like this stuff because I use likes as if they were bookmarks. If you look at my like history, sometimes you'll see like the most degenerate stuff. Sometimes you'll see like the most, the most shocking stuff. It's just like, it's not that I really like them. It's just that I just bookmark them for later. But recently I've been like, wait a minute, the more I like stuff, the more my algorithm feeds me that stuff. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I should start bookmarking them. Because sometimes I'll just save something because I want to look at it later. Doesn't mean I like it. But in this case, I do like this because I do support this. Censorship makes everyone's life worse, let's be honest. Yeah, I agree with you. This year will be known as the censor year. I think so too. Just censor our eyes at this point. Yeah. Honestly, I do have to give props because I think as much as people like to criticize Musk, as much as people like to hate on Elon for his political opinions or whatever he posts online, I do have to say that him buying Twitter was a definite turning point in like the timeline and the lore. Because if that had never happened, Twitter was already turbo censored, and every other website was also turbo censored. But I think Elon buying Twitter and kind of like opening it up and trying to fight against censorship has enabled other platforms to do the same, and has made us be more aware of the censorship that happens all around the world. And I'm pretty sure that if Elon had never bought Twitter, this sort of stuff would have just been pushed, and we probably would have never even noticed it happening, because it's just topics that would not have been discussed because they would have been censored. But the fact that we're able to talk about this sort of stuff and we're actually be able to raise more awareness for it, it's just like, this is cool. Yeah, this is cool. Bye, Steven. All right, I'll see you later. All right, I'm glad he removed censors. Why then Visa doesn't ban OF too? I don't know. Visa doesn't have problems with OF. It doesn't have problems with Roblox, but it definitely has problems with Steam and, H.io and all these things. Now the only censoring on Twitter is from what Elon doesn't like. I do see a lot of like, it does look like I can see things from every side of the political spectrum on Twitter though. Like, maybe if I was the CEO of a company and I saw something stupid, I'd be like, yeah, I have the power to censor this because I'm the CEO and the owner. I can do what I want, And I'm pretty sure Elon's probably done that a couple of times. But objectively, there's just too much happening on the website to be able to censor everything. And I'm pretty sure that, just in the state that it is right now, I don't like how everything is like engagement bait. I really hate the fact that Twitter is all about engagement bait. And it's a platform that incentivizes baiting people into watching stuff, even though they're not really satisfied with what they're watching. I really wish they would change that. But if you sift through all the nonsense, you can see the fact that we have these petitions popping up. And this one, I'm surprised it only has 5,785 signatures. I'm gonna make a short about these petitions tomorrow, so hopefully we can raise a little bit more awareness, because one, every time I talk about UK censorship, I just get it's just like a free view. It's like a free money printer, you know. So definitely, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. Selfish on my part, I will do it for the views because it's easy views, but also it's a topic that I care about, you know. So I will definitely talk about it, and I will hopefully get more signatures on this. I really don't think I have that much influence, though. You know, it's kind of weird because if you look at my YouTube channel, like I mentioned before, I can consistently get millions of views, but I don't consider myself like a big YouTuber by any means, you know? There's way bigger, pirate software, there's way bigger, like, YouTubers out there. Like, maybe I just have imposter syndrome or something, but I don't think I have any sort of influence. I don't think I have any sort of pull on the online sphere. No, I'm just some guy screaming into the void, and some people listen to me, that's all. And so I'm pretty sure a lot of people criticize me, and that's fine too. But I will do my part, and I'll talk about these petitions tomorrow, and I'll upload a short so that way we can raise a little bit more awareness. So at 10,000 signatures, the government will respond, and then at 100,000 signatures, this petition will be considered for debate in Parliament. The deadline is okay. The deadline is super long from now. That's fine. Ridley, hey Ridley, how's it going? I've signed over 50 petitions for both Steam in the UK, and I live in the USA. Well, the thing is that if you live in the USA, and if you sign these government petitions, your signatures are invalid. Because from what I understand, based on how I learned from covering the Stop Killing Games campaign, once the signatures get to the maximum number, it's not like, hey, we reached the number, we reached the goal, we automatically win. You know, once the petition, the government petition reaches the number, then there's like a tally counter that has to verify that each signature is valid. You have to make sure that each signature is valid, and then from there, you go like, okay, all the signatures are good. Now we can actually take this to the parliament and discuss it. Bro, restriction is so sensitive as well. You get censored, you can't even see guns. Yep. Yep. Unless you have a fake ID like me. Fake it till you make it. Oh man, it's funny. But yeah. I would love to see the universe, the world, where... Okay, the Canadian one isn't even loading. I would love to see the world where this sort of stuff actually happens. Like, ideally, we actually manage to fight back against credit card censorship. And I say we, because I mean like the entire gaming industry, right? Because the US is already Gucci. The US is already cash money, and it's thanks to Trump signing the executive order. Like, that was a big W move. But, you know, ideally we would like to see this sort of stuff implemented worldwide. Until then, well, I guess we gotta keep raising awareness and, you know, trying to keep pushing for good stuff to happen in this world. That's all we really want. War Thunder community and 4chan team up is dangerous. War Thunder community, that's fun. I like those. Another thing I found interesting, guys, is this. Visa Gaming. Here it is. Oh, I even like this one too. Yeah, I saw this a couple of days ago. It says, Visa is now inserting itself as a company that influences culture in video games. This makes no sense. We'll cover this in a second. Bet Trump signed the bill because he plays those NSFW games. Bro, Trump got a call from Barron, and Barron was like, hey, father, Father, one of my games got censored. I need you to sign this little piece of document here to make sure I can play all my Gooner games. Please, 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 Father. Those NSFW games are not just for adults, they're for all ages. That makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, inherently, NSFW games are 18 plus. Alright, if this never gets resolved, the Gooners are gonna have to go back to reading dirty magazines. Yeah. The interesting thing is that censorship is only happening on the internet. You can still go to, like, the shop and buy those DVDs. You can buy the DVDs with, like, the weird Star Wars role-playing and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not really a consumer of such material. I'm not really that sort of stuff. My belief system is just like, I don't really need that stuff to operate in my life. But I also understand that, you know, there's certain amounts of freedoms that should be given to the individuals to be able to do whatever the hell they want with their lives. And most importantly, a payment processor company shouldn't be the one dictating what you are allowed to and you're not allowed to buy. I think that's just completely ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. Alright. It says here, Director Global Gaming Partnerships Marketing Communications. This is a job that Visa posted. Right, the global video game industry is experiencing explosive growth and has become a dominant force in entertainment, culture, and commerce, driven by the deep engagement of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, who spend more time gaming than on any other media. I would argue that's not true. Gen Alpha is addicted to TikTok, not video games. These digital native generations see gaming not just as play, but as social connection. That's true. Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft all express this. You know, these are social hubs. They're not really gaming platforms anymore. They're social networks, creative expression, and identity. As a result, brands that want to reach and remain relevant with these highly influential audiences must authentically engage with gaming ecosystems. From esports sponsorships to in-game activations and creator partnerships, gaming offers brands unparalleled opportunities to build cultural relevance and long-term loyalty. Visa is a world leader in payments and technology, and we hate them for that. With over 259 billion payment transactions flowing safely between consumers, merchants, and financial institutions, blah, 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 blah. Right, so yeah, let's just cut the crap. Here we go. Alfie Brody, VP Global Sponsorships at Visa. Is this just like the same thing? No. It says, at Visa, our mission is to uplift everyone, everywhere, by being the best way to pay and be paid. Now we're bringing that purpose into the gaming ecosystem. My question is, what are you doing? Like, what are you gonna do, honestly? If you want to, like, start inserting yourself into the gaming ecosystem, you're already in absolute control of the market. Like, what are you going to do with the gaming ecosystem? Hey guys, use Visa. We already use Visa. What are you talking about? There's only two options, Visa and MasterCard. You're not bringing any sort of new awareness or anything. You're not showing that this is the best way to get paid. This is the only way to get paid. What are you talking about? As Director Global Gaming Partnerships, you'll lead the charge in building transformative collaborations with publishers, platforms, leagues, and creators, reimagining how payments power the future of play. The role is more than partnership. It's about building global strategies that unlock new opportunities for players and partners alike, driving innovation where gaming and commerce collide, championing economic empowerment. It sounds so stupid. What about Apple Pay? Apple Pay... Doesn't Apple Pay also work with, like, Visa, MasterCard? Like, the thing is that, from what I understand, right, the payment flow works like this. You have the banks, right? And the banks use payment processors to process payments that go from bank to bank and from bank to, like, point of sale devices, right? So the banks give you a credit card or like a debit card. That debit or credit card is usually either Visa or MasterCard. Please tell me if there's any other ones, but every single bank account I've ever had have always been either, hey, thank you for making an account, here's your card. It's either a Visa or a MasterCard. Those are the two options. And then when we're talking about like the second layer of payment processing, you have like PayPal. And then PayPal, you can connect your bank account to it, but they also work in partnership with Visa, MasterCard. Like, they're like online payments. You know, so it's like, I'm pretty sure, I can check right now in my Apple Pay, right? Because my Apple Pay is linked to my Apple Card, and my Apple Card is a MasterCard. So even if you're using Apple Pay, you're still going to one of the payment processors, right? They work with the payment processors to process the payments. So yeah, I don't really understand what's like the big wazoo with all of this. I don't understand censorship. Teens will find a way to find mature themes. Yeah. Yeah. What this whole censorship situation is doing is just making it more unsafe. Because you're basically like by force removing all the other websites and all the other video games, and you're telling like, hey, you're not allowed to get this through the official Steam store page. Now you have to get it through some shady website. And then the shady website will, of course, has viruses and all that stuff. Luckily, in Indonesia, we got more payment platforms other than Visa, especially when buying stuff from Steam. I know we also have, like, Discover, you know? And I guess, I don't know if American Express, that one's also like a MasterCard or something. I don't know. Something happens. Anyways, I'm gonna go. All right. Thank you for stopping by. If Steam continues censorship, the Steam HQ will look like the OG Rust map. Well, the thing is that Steam doesn't want to do that. Like, that's the big shebangle. Steam doesn't want to censor video games. They really don't. But they also don't have a choice. You know, let's just keep talking about this subject, which is very interesting, while we play a little bit of a difficult game about climbing to see how far we can climb up and what little time we have for playing video games. Right, the thing is, Steam does not want to censor. Steam is actually very pro-gamer. Steam loves gamers. Gamers and Steam, we get along pretty nicely. But the problem is that Steam is a company that needs money to operate. Every company needs money to operate. And how do you make money? By selling your product. And how does the transaction happening between buyer and seller? Through a payment processor. And now you can argue, like, hey, but they can actually just use alternate, you can use Bitcoin, they can use all of this. Yes, they can, but what are the chances that they actually do? They'll just limit their market dramatically by doing so. You know, it's not unrealistic. It's not really realistic for you to be able to talk to Steam and tell them, like, hey, stop using Visa and MasterCard, your two biggest payment processors, and only use Bitcoin from now on. It's just not realistic. Hi, Steven. Hey, Ryan. What's up? Yeah, but what can they do with the payment processors? They really can't do anything other than try to negotiate and try to talk with them. If payment processors right now decided to go like full on rogue and be like, hey, we're not gonna do anything, we're not gonna process any payments, Steam is screwed. Steam is 100% screwed. They literally cannot do anything. Payment processors hold all the power in the world because they're the ones who are responsible for managing all your payments. But obviously they still want to make money, so they have to like set rules and conditions. And the rules and conditions for them is just like, hey, crap. Okay. Keyboard out of the way. The rules and conditions for them is, for example, is like, hey, you can't sell NSFW games. That's just the way it is, man. I love how the Reddit way of censorship is asking if you're 18 and older and that's it. Bro, Reddit has a major censorship problem and it's not just asking if you're 18 or older if that's it. Reddit has a wild moderator problem that just censors anything. Reddit is just the most horrible place that I've seen in terms of like different opinions. Like you go to Reddit to find one opinion, one ideological position, and that's it. Can't Steam just do like a payment processor themselves? It's not as easy to set up, you know? You can't just make a payment processor yourself and that's it. I think that they would be much more willing to do that versus not operate at all if the payment processors were to like bar them completely. But you know, it's not the easiest thing to set up, and the thing is that you also have to get everyone involved into it. You know, you set up a new payment processor, you have to convince everyone else, like, hey, I want you to use this payment processor instead of the one that's currently most convenient to you. You have to convince people. You have to get everyone on board to set it up and start using it. So it's like, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to like just solve the problem overnight. I'm aware that President Trump had announced the executive order about the payment stuff. Is it implemented yet? Sorry, I gotta ask because I'm not from the USA. It should be implemented, yeah. Yeah, I think Trump gave the payment processors and the banks and all that stuff a certain amount of time. I think it was like 20 days or something. I don't remember the number exactly. For them to actually like get everything going, you know. But yeah, executive orders are usually, you know, immediate. Usually immediate, and people react accordingly when they don't try to get in the way of it. But I can't see anybody who would be against the against wanting to go along with it. Yeah, it is, but the payment processors don't care. Well, actually, the executive order has had some influence, right? Because we saw how PayPal stopped working with Steam, basically. In most currencies except the big dogs, right? They stopped working in most currencies around the world, except for, like, the US dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, you know. And part of it is because they don't want to lose their customer base with Steam, and they want to be able to force Steam into, like, bending to their will. But a lot of it also has to do with the fact that, you know, you don't really want to go against the executive order, you know, especially when there's such harsh penalties involved with, you know, not following it. The problem with the executive order that Trump signed is that it is just an executive order. It can be taken away at any time as soon as he leaves office. Right, the next administration could literally just go like, okay, whatever, bye-bye, executive order gone, and that's it. That's the end of it. But there is a bill that's being pushed right now. I don't remember the name. Don't ask me for the name, but I just know that it's currently being pushed in the government to make the executive order basically a law. And I think that's pretty cash money. And that's something that we should definitely be looking into. Because if that happens, then we at least defeat payment processor censorship in the US. It's still a matter of a problem around the world. But at least in the US, which is the biggest market, and the one that usually sets the example for the rest of the world, that's a pretty cool thing to see. We love to see that. Right. I recently turned 18 and the censorship stuff pisses me off. I don't want to be treated like a kid again after all my time waiting to finally be an adult. I know, right? I know. But yeah, it's all in the name of censoring. It's all in the name of more control over the populace. Especially with the governments. The governments are just like, hey, we need to protect the kids online, by the way. So let's just go ahead and do that by, actually, people just go ahead and dox yourselves. Dox yourselves to the government. Not the government, not that it's really that important, because the government already has your information, but now they're also going to know much more about you, and a third-party website, a third-party company is going to have access to all your logs as well. So if there's ever a data leak... Did I just beat the sewers first try without even trying? Wow, I'm so good at this game. Oh, I'm so good at this game, man. Man, this is how it feels to be good at video games. This is how it feels. Woo. Wow. Sewer's first try. I know the age stuff is so annoying. Luckily, I've been watching COD Zombies content, so I'm good. Yeah. Like, the YouTube censoring stuff, I don't like it, man. I guess it doesn't really affect me. In a way of, like, I don't think YouTube is hiding videos from me. But I'm pretty sure that it definitely, if you watch a lot of Roblox content, for example, Roblox is traditionally like a kid's game, then I can see you being a victim of being, you know, you're having videos be hidden from you by YouTube. I can see that being a thing. But yeah, it's kind of just weird and annoying how almost every government and every company is simultaneously pushing for the same thing, for some form of censorship. I really don't like that. I really wish that wasn't the case. But that seems to be like the direction we're heading, and we can try our best to at least have some form of control over the situation. But man, it looks bleaker and bleaker every day. The best thing I can do is just keep talking about it. Just have more people be aware of what's going on. Because maybe I don't have the power to change anything in this world, but maybe I can inform the people who do actually have some sort of power. And that'd be pretty awesome. Man, I've been doing really good, huh? I'm already at the wheel. This took me like hours last time. Oh, that was my bad. Yeah, I ran out of mouse space. I was almost gonna make the jump though. First try too. Do you live in the USA or the UK? It's hard to tell with your deep voice. What does my voice have to do with where I live? I live in the USA. Yeah, I live in the US of A's. That means I get to enjoy the finer things in life. You know, I get to enjoy Mount Rushmore. I get to enjoy Florida. I get to enjoy the alligators. But unfortunately, Jagex HQ, the home of RuneScape, happens to be in London. So, yeah, I guess London people have that going for them. But I don't. But yeah, I noticed recently, when I was looking back at all my videos, it's like lately all I've been talking about is just internet gaming drama. Which honestly, I kind of enjoy, I enjoy talking about that stuff. But it's just weird how the gaming industry right now is at a point in its lifespan where it feels like everything that's being talked about is just the drama, you know? It's like the gaming industry isn't even talking about video games anymore. Of course, we have Hollow Knight Silksong, and that's like the current blow-up that everybody's like got their eyes on. But literally the conversation every day is just censorship stuff. And I hope people don't get tired of me talking about that stuff. You know, it's just things I find important and passionate in. It's just topics that I feel like, hey, this is important. I feel like we should be talking about this more. You know, so I hope I'm not annoying people too much by talking about that stuff. It's just like when we talk about the interesting topics in the gaming industry. It's like, oh, we want to talk about Borderlands 4 having whatever they do? Or do we want to talk about something that actually matters? And that actually affects the consumers and players? Oh, I screwed up. Oh, man. Because I see some gaming channels talking about video game stuff, and I'm like, that's cool, man, but it's just like, with so much happening in the gaming industry right now, it's just like, man. Right, the people in the UK got the Online Safety Act going for them, which you don't. I know. That sucks for them. I know that the US is trying to pass the Kids Online Safety Act, which is basically just Online Safety Act, but US-ified. Not a fan of it. Really not a fan of it. And hopefully that doesn't come to pass. But, yeah. It seems to be getting pretty interesting. What are your thoughts about porn games as a medium? As a medium of what? Just like as the fact that they exist and that people play them? Honestly, it's kind of like no different from watching the thing as well, you know? Like, in my opinion, playing an adult game and an NSFW game is no different than actually just watching it, going to like Pornhub and watching it there. Like you're still going at it for the purpose. You're not going at it for the plot. Okay, are we gonna reach that or not? We're gonna reach that or not? I don't think NSFW games are bad. Oh, it depends. Depends on what you mean by bad. Like, what's their purpose? Do they have a right to exist? I think so. I think that they have a right to exist. You know, nobody's saying that they shouldn't exist. But are they a net positive for the community? I don't know. One of the biggest addictions on the internet right now is porn addiction, you know. It's a problem that a lot of men suffer through in life. And to have such a thing... Okay, screw you, man. To have such a thing controlling your life and having to struggle through that. Kind of difficult to deal with, honestly. It's really, really difficult to deal with. And habits themselves are just pretty hard to break. So to say that they're a net positive for society, I don't really agree with that. You know, they just exist, and that's what it is. It's like, it's a vice, and people are allowed to have their drug, I suppose. Doesn't mean that the drug is any good. But if people want to have their little porn games, they should be allowed to have them, you know. People should be allowed to make them as well. It's a market that exists for a reason. Like, I don't like them. I don't watch porn. I'm just saying, why ruin them? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like, interestingly enough, that people will be very quick to criticize the games, but nobody's going after the books. You know, nobody's going after the books that the girlies read. And those arguably have much more intense scenes and moments than most NSFW games out there. I know that my viewership spread in my audience is like 11% or like 10% female. W women for that. Not sure why you're watching me. If you are watching me, please tell me why. But yeah, the books that the girls read, those are much more graphic in terms of like the detail and the things that happen inside of them than most video games that are out there, right? Like, it's interesting because we all know about the game No Mercy on Steam, right? It's a game that that was taken off Steam and itch.io because it had extreme topics and extreme presentation of the genre, right? Of just like abuse and rape, basically, right? And those are topics that on a Steam porn game, you look at that and you're like, oh crap, whoa, that happens in a video game, right? And you don't really see that happen often in a video game. And everybody was like so quick to call it out, going like, wow, this shouldn't be allowed to exist. This video game is awful, right? Wow, how can people make this into a video game? But I just say, like, have you read women's fantasy books? Have you read Haunting Adeline, which is a bestseller and one of the current female favorites on Book Talk? Much worse things, I'm sure, happen in that book versus what happens in No Mercy. And nobody's calling for the ban of books because of the content that they present. Like, is the topic in the game extreme? Is it disturbing? Yes. 100%. 100%. Is it something that I can look at it and go like, why would anybody make this? That's so... what's wrong with you? You know, I feel like I can look at something like that and happily go like, what is wrong with you to the author? I can look at that and be like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that? But at the same time, there's a certain sense of like freedom to be able to like make games and do whatever you want with them in the same way that you're able to write books like Haunting Adeline, which cover those topics. You know, and I feel like I'm not the one who's to tell people what they're allowed and not allowed to consume. I can look at it and be like, what's wrong with you? I can criticize it. I can be like, I don't think that's right in any means. But also, living in America, a country where we have quote-unquote freedom, I don't feel like I'm also not in a position to be telling people, like, hey, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to make that game. You're not allowed to write that book. How do we get here so fast, man? Right, I'm asleep. It's 3:37 and I'm German. Alright, Dommy, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I hate how specific games have small fan service and get banned. Yeah. Me too. Also, fan service in anime is currently under attack. From what I understand, people that start watching anime now, like post-COVID, that new wave of anime fans just really hate the type of anime that, they just really hate anime. And they really hate what anime's been for the longest years. So now we're having, a sort of censorship attack, not just on video games, but on anime as well. Oh, I don't know if I'm screwed here. Not screwed, not screwed. Okay, not screwed. We're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, man. This is annoying. Alright, if we can make it past to the next checkpoint, that's gonna be a big W. I'm gonna love that. Yes. Yes, we love that. Why don't they ban movies then, and music and books and toys? It's all the same damn thing as banning games? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's kind of hypocritical how payment processors can arbitrarily select what they want to ban and what not. It's the age-old conversation, right? They want to, like, ban video games, but they're totally fine with processing OnlyFans payments. It's like, what... It's, like, super hypocritical. Right, I like that anime is more popular, but why couldn't it be popular when I was in school? I could have been bullied less. I actually like the fact that anime used to be obscure back in the day. You know, because it was something that you could see another anime enjoyer and be like, that's my people right there. You know? You could actually, like, identify who's who, right? It's like right now you look at someone and you're like, oh, you could be an anime enjoyer or not. I don't know. You know, you look like a regular person. But back in the day, it's just like, oh, the anime crowd hangs out together. You know who the anime crowd is. I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed, I'm screwed. Oh, man. Oh, man. That sucks. That sucks. We were doing so good. We were doing so good, man. Why did we have to fall? Why did we have to fall? But yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. Getting bullied in school just makes you a much more cooler adult. Guys, I was the most bullied kid in my class. Believe it or not, I was the most bullied kid in my class. And now I look at my classmates and I'm like, huh, I stay winning. I feel like I'm the coolest kid now. How the turns have tabled. Now I'm the coolest kid in the block and you guys are not. That's just how I feel, honestly. At least, please don't ban it worldwide, though. I just hate that it affects us who aren't from the USA. Yeah. It happens. It happens. People don't even try to bully me. They are scared of the power of knowledge I hold. Brother, what kind of LARP weed are you smoking? What LARP weed are you smoking? The power. The power of knowledge that I hold. Ho ho. The knowledge that I contain in my... You sound like me when I was a kid. Back when I believed that if I could scream loud enough, my hair would turn golden. And I would reach an ascendant level of Saiyan. It's like back when I was a kid, boy, I had a massive ego problem. I had a massive ego problem when I was a kid. I feel like that's just part of it. You know, I feel like if you watch a lot of anime, you either have a lot of ego problems and borderline narcissistic, or you have like no self-confidence whatsoever. I feel like there's no in between. And I feel like you have to have a little bit of a narcissism, a little bit of like ego to be a content creator, you know? Because you gotta have that mindset of like, huh, people deserve to know what I have to say. People need to know what my opinion is on things. My opinion matters and it's important. I feel like you gotta have like at least a little bit of an ego to be a content creator. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Oh, we're back here again. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We're so good. We're so good. We're back here. Guys, can we go back to saying STFW? Can I just say that I hate, with a passion, the Sibayu stuff? And whenever I see people say Sibayu, whatever you want to say it, whenever I see people say that online, I'm like, bro, why can't you just be normal and say STFW? Sibayu sounds like a weeb way of saying shut up. It sounds so weeb. And I don't like that. Oh, are we screwed? Are we screwed? Are we screwed? Okay, we're not screwed. Okay. Whoa. It sounds like such weeb slop. I really don't like it. Like, when I first started reading it on Twitter, I was like, what is this whole Sibayu stuff? Is it like a kissy thing? Are people trying to kiss? You know, because people are like saying Sibayu with like a heart, right? I was like, oh, is this like a little affectionate way of saying some cute shit? You know, something I'm not aware of because I'm too old. I'm too unk status. No, apparently, after I read what it meant, I was like, that's dumb. Why are people saying this? Just be normal and say STFW, like a normal person. What is this TikTok lingo? It's infecting my DMs and infecting my timelines, my algorithms. Guys, be normal. I feel like Sibayu just sounds so harsher than it should. It sounds so... It sounds too innocent, in my opinion. Yeah. It sounds too gentle, too delicate, you know? Yeah, I don't know why most people use it. I mean, Gemma's using it in chat. Oh, clearly people use it. It's part of their lingo. But whenever I see it, it's just like so delicate. It's like twinkle toes. The best way I can describe it is like twinkle toes. You know, if I see someone say STFW, I can at least to a certain degree understand like, okay, they're clearly upset. You know, they're like, okay, that something's affected them. Understandable. But if I see someone using sea bayou, for me it's just like, why? Why? Oh, we made it. Oh, we made it. All right, one more. One more. See, Bayou, you're so beautiful and unique. Exactly. Exactly. It's too cutesy of a word. Oh, we made it. All right, now we gotta make it to the staircase. I mean, to the stairs. And we're technically back to where we fell last time. All right, we made it to the next checkpoint. Love it. Here we are. I mean, language changing, but at first I don't understand it at all. Yeah, I understand that language changes. I totally understand that. But give me the freedom to criticize it. Give me the freedom to call it out and say, like, that's dumb. Alright, this is the jump that if I mess up, I'm screwed. And I gotta reset, so let me just make sure I don't mess this one up. Thank you, thank you. Such a just a simple jump, but it's such a costly jump if you miss. It's so painful if you mess it up. Okay. I can't believe that I got from the beginning of the game, we're already here. And it's been like less than an hour. Wow. Love it. Love it so much. Alright, big jump. Big jump. Big jump. No! Damn it. Ah. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. JJ Pro, how's it going? Welcome. Welcome to life doing beautiful things. And we're not gonna lose all our progress right now, because if we do, I'll be very upset. Alright, alright, alright. Funny little jump. Funny easy jump right now. Funny easy jump. Let's go. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Oof. Almost let go of the mouse. Okay, this is gonna be a little tricky here. This is gonna be a little tricky. Why are you letting go, brother? Don't let go! Why are you letting go? Why did he let go? I was holding down. How do the controls work? Is there a button you press? Yeah. Left click, right click. Left click, right click. That controls which hand you're gripping. Man. Well, technically, we're heading a personal best. That's the first time I've ever actually managed to grip to that spot. I've never done that before. So at least we're making progress here. At least we're getting somewhere. Love it. We love it so much. Alright, quick little funny jump. Quick, safe little funny jump. There we go. There we go. There we go. Is that just like getting over it? Yes. Yes, the creator of the game was inspired by getting over it. Except instead of a pot and a hammer, you use your hands to climb. And well, this is the second DLC map. I mean, the first DLC map, so the second map. Oh no! Oh, it's so tedious. Like, you can't just grab one. You have to make sure you grab both the yellow and the blue one. It's such a tricky thing. I really don't even know how I'm gonna pass that. Like, do I just speed run it? Do I just jump really high? I don't know. Oof. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. I almost slipped. Okay. We're holding on to it. Why do you let go? Why does he let go? Is there like a condition or something? Something that's happening? Am I just holding on to the edge and I'm not supposed to hold on to the edge? Yeah, I think that if I hold on to like the very edge, it just slips off. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, like literally you can't stop. You have to keep climbing. Because if you stop climbing, you make mistakes. Oh, and if you make it to the top as well, it kind of like the grip gets all funny. Yeah, the grip gets all funny. Ugh, gross. Alright, what are your thoughts on the current political situation? A lot of riots have happened across the world, especially about immigration and the corrupt government. I'm afraid it'll just hinder the development of the GTA 6. Dude, the entire political situation that's happening around the world, and your main concern is that it'll slow down the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's... You got your priorities straight for sure. You know what you want out of this world, and you go for it, and you know what? I respect that. You're like, I don't care about the world, as long as it doesn't affect GTA 6's development. That's what matters to me at the end of the day. I have to respect that to a degree. But honestly, for me, it's just like, world's gonna exist. Madness is gonna happen. Chaos is going to ensue around the world. It's up to us to try to do best amidst it all. That's what it is. Like, if you want a political take, there's plenty of political YouTubers and stuff, you know? I'm pretty sure you can get much more better and educated takes than mine, so I'll leave them to do all of that. For me, it's just like the world is going to be against you, and it's your responsibility to do your best and succeed regardless. That's what it is. If there's something that can stop things that you are against, go help it. I would honestly say that, let's just say that you know, the world in its current state, everyone talks about how nobody can afford a home, jobs are, like, not paying enough. You know, it's hard to find a date, someone that actually wants to commit and have a serious relationship and all that stuff. The world can tell you all these things, and you have two options. If the job market sucks, for example, and you're not making enough money in your job because the job market sucks, you have two options. You either succumb to it and continue to survive in that environment and just go like, this is the world, this is the way the world is, right? This is the world. You're not allowed to succeed in the world, so I guess I'll just keep working at my current job and continue to suffer until something changes. Or you have the option to go like, okay, the world operates in this matter. What are my plays to get out of my current situation and improve my situation? Because everybody has the opportunity to improve their current situation, and it's up to you to want to take that step and rise against it. Completely unrelated to what we're talking about and to your question, but that's just how I feel about things. You know, everybody wants to criticize capitalism and wants to criticize the system, and they're very willing to not want to play the rules of the system because the system is evil or whatever they want to tell themselves. But if you want to succeed in the world and you want to get ahead, you have to play the rules of the system. And I think that's just the best way to do it, you know. self-improve yourself, work hard, do good things in life, and good things will naturally come to you. Be a good person and good things will happen. And find happiness in the little things, and I'm honestly just stalling. I don't want to make this jump. Everybody knows what happens when I make this jump. I fall. It sucks. So, I think this is the end of my stalling, and I will go ahead and do this and fall, because that's just what I do. Because this level sucks. But I guess here we go. We gotta beat it somehow, right? Let's be fast. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Oh, well, anyways, it's 10 p.m. o'clock over here. I'm gonna stay in this checkpoint because I feel very safe here. We'll tackle this next time, guys. I'm gonna end it here, alright? I'm 100% gonna end it here. Because last time I lost all my progress, and I had to start from the beginning. Right now, I made it all the way back, and it only took me, like, what, 30 minutes or less? Love it. Love it very much. But yeah. I'm gonna GTFO, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Short tomorrow, like always. I'm trying to maintain the consistency for the daily shorts, and we'll have a stream. Not tomorrow, but the day afterwards. Tabby Penguin, first time chatting today. Hello and goodbye, and have a good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of your life. Bye bye.